One Owner Car Guy, oneownercarguy.com. And what I got here for you today is a different kind of video than you're probably used to seeing on my channel. If you've been around for a long time, then you've probably seen some videos similar to this and different kinds of things. One Owner Car Guy is a pretty healthy guy. I eat on the road sometimes a lot, and I'll split like sausage McMuffins, and I'll take most of the sausage and like give it to Breeder. Not too much though, because she can't handle the fat either. And I eat really lean meat, and I cook once for the whole week, and I just kind of eat that food the whole time. This here is going to be a meatloaf video. A meatloaf video, I'll tell you what, guys, the number one thing a guy can do to have good relationships and stuff is learn how to cook. Then you ain't got to depend on nobody to cook your crap for you. You cook your own crap, you cook it the way you like it. You ain't got to talk to nobody or ask nobody for nothing. You just go get your goddamn food. That's the way to go. I'm telling you that much. So, what I've got here is all the fixings to do my meatloaf. And I'm going to actually get Google Glass out of the way here. And actually I've got phone problems like crazy. I've got these two, another one in the other room. Hi, Breeder. And this one. I'm going to click the stopwatch on this and kind of do that, I guess. The home office, we've got the packaging thing and all the other office over there next door, but I'll tell you what, just the paperwork and the mail and the regular things that you got to do just add up. So here's the deal. I got the oven preheating, but I had it open because it's a little chilly in here. The only thing I've done so far is I've chopped up the onions because I like them really diced. I got the pan started on a low heat. I got 4 pieces of toast made, etc., etc. I got my meat here. This is a ground turkey breast, and it is a 99% lean. I've decided with the kind of stuff on my channel that I'm going to do the kind of videos that I want to do all the time, anytime I want. And anybody going to talk crap about anything I'm doing anyway. When's the vlog videos coming? Then you want to talk crap about the vlog, some of you. And when's the car reviews coming? I put the car reviews up. You don't like the car reviews. I don't give a crap. I like to put up the kind of videos I like to put up. And I hope this video helps somebody because it's a super healthy, super lean, fat can't stick to you, and muscle grows on you when you eat this food. That's all there is to do. That's all there is to say about it. All there is to do with it too. So 99% lean. Look at this. I think beef, like at McDonald's, has $3.80 per quarter pound. I hope this shows up. This has $1.20. It's £1.25 pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and combine these in the pot. I've got some oatmeal I pre-made here. Nice and thick and sturdy. I'm going to go ahead and put my stopwatch on. Now this is going to take longer when you're doing this kind of stuff. Okay, so the onions are on. I got a little help. I'm going to film this, and I'm going to clip this all together in different ways. I did about a half an onion, medium-sized onion, and I don't have anything ready here. Hang on. Most of the things and the videos you watch on YouTube here are going to have like a high-class budget with a high-class cameraman and all that kind of... I ain't got that. I ain't got the help. I ain't got nobody to make the video, so I'm making the video. It's going to be kind of ghetto in a way, but just a little bit of butter. I use a low-calorie, low-fat, low this, low that butter. I might put a little more in there with this, but hang on a sec here. And you want them to go kind of clear. It might not make sense a whole lot, but you want them to be kind of more crystallized clear. And it doesn't take a really high heat. I'm using a yellow onion. Actually a sweet yellow onion, I think. All the crying's already over. It's a very quick process. And the reason I do this is I don't like crunchy onions in my meatloaf. I don't like the chance of there being crunchy onions. So I do it like this. Now I am going to make a choice on this one. Sometimes I blend some vegetables and put in it. Sometimes I don't. I'm going to let these sit here for a minute. And look at something else. And I'm going between here and here. Okay. regular old frozen mixed vegetables. I put them in the microwave for a second. There's not much of them in here. That is the amount of vegetables that I put there. We're going to move them over there. And out of here in a second. I don't want a whole pea in there. That's just too healthy. I wish I could eat the vegetables differently. And this ain't much vegetables for what I'm doing. It's just not. Okay, let's get this thing moving. I'm going to put this in here. What I've got is a little bit of oatmeal. Oatmeal and onions. I don't want to taste that. Not at least. You know, the timing on this thing is about 15 minutes or so, at the most. But trying to make a video of it is going to take a lot longer. So my little timer thing that I've reset a few times ain't going to be much of a use. This stuff's popping and cracking now. Okay, I got 3 of the meats open. Just need some kind of a pan or mixing bowl or something. There's 3. That's 3.75 pounds there. Your normal meatloaf, I guess you'd say recipe, is a 2-pound meatloaf. I'm making 5 pounds. So like a triple meatloaf almost. Some people have a 1-pound meatloaf. This is 99%. This is 20 ounces, 1.25 pounds. And I'm going to one-hand that thing in there. Like so. Okay, now you got all your meat in there. Got 4 pieces of bread. Now, you're going to want to take this in half. In fact, I'll put a recipe up after that you can use. We'll go from that. I got 4 pieces of toasted bread. I'm going to rip it up and put it in there. That's just all there is to it. Hang on one sec, I'll be back. Okay, so all the meat's in there, smooshed together a little bit. Oops. Jewelry, not a great idea to have on while doing it. I got the vegetables and the onions. I'm going to scrape off the top of my oatmeal I had pre-made here. So I put that in. Now I could have just put it all together, but I'm kind of spreading them around a bit. And then the the oatmeal that I've already got pre-made, and not really thin either, kind of thick. Putting in there. And then I got about a third or a little bit, I don't know, about a third, put whatever you want. The bread just kind of tear up into little chunks and kind of do as such. This is going to be 5 pounds, so I need about, I want to put 6 pieces of bread. This is 2, like I say. And we'll put 4 more. I'm not going to rip all this up right now. If you let it set after you toast it, it's going to take a little bit longer to tear up, but it works different in the mixture. And tear them pretty fine. You don't want big hunks of anything in there. Okay, that's 2 pieces. I like a little bit of a Parmesan mozzarella in it. Not too much, or it makes a complete mess. And then I got a little bit of Genio turkey breakfast sausage. This is not very fatty of a meat at all. It's very low cal. And I'm not going to put very much at all. In fact, just 3 of them little pieces in here. I like garlic powder. I like garlic powder a lot. You can use pretty much as you're wanting to use. This is going to taste pretty garlicky. Use a meatloaf seasoning. I bought a Western Family. They have French's. They have all kinds of different ones. There's 4 servings in here, 25 calories. It's mostly salt. They recommend 2 pounds of meatloaf for one of these. I got 5 pounds in here, and I'll probably use 1.5. I'm going to use a tiny bit of garlic salt. A little bit of seasoned salt. A little bit of ground red pepper. Lots of pepper. And this can go however you want it to for your recipe. Onion powder. I like the onion powder. Anything that doesn't have a lot of salt in it and has some kind of flavoring and stuff, I'm a fan of. Tiny bit of cinnamon. A little bit of a regular old Italian seasoning just kind of adds something special. How much of it? I don't know. However much we just put in there. From there, we'll put another half of this. And with this much meatloaf, you need about 1.25 cups of milk. Or milk and ketchup. A little bit of mustard. So, got stuff flying here now. Now I put 2 pieces of the bread into the other thing, and I'm going to put these 2 pieces of the toast into the milk and the ketchup solution. Depending on how you want the consistency and how you want it to taste and feel in your mouth, that's what she said. You can put it all in here. She said that too. And it's really going to change up how it tastes and everything. This is really easy to do. It doesn't take 15-20 minutes max. And I'm actually making 5 pounds of it, which is a lot of meatloaf. It'll probably last me for 8 days. And that's about getting towards the end what's needed here. Just kind of get it mushy. She said that too. She was nasty, I tell you. Okay, once you got that, you're going to need egg whites. Well, some people want the whole egg. Not happening around here. So you can use egg whites. You should use 2 for every 2 pounds of a regular egg. If you're using egg whites, I'd use 3 for every 2 pounds. I am actually going to go overboard and use a bit extra this time. You honestly just can't get too many egg whites in life, not in meatloaf. In meatloaf, you can probably get too many egg whites. I like a little bit of yolk for color or something. And I didn't plan on doing this much, this quick, so. Okay, I did 11 of them, and I got more bread here. So this is almost totally Totally done. It's going to be a mushy, weird mixture. Add that in. And try and spread it around a bit to where it makes the mixing easier later. I did 11 eggs. Egg whites, actually. Think about this. An egg white, an egg has 75 calories. An egg white has 15. And the egg white is about 60% of the egg. The more stuff you put in, the more you gotta mix it. Okay, that is a done meatloaf pretty much. Okay, there's 11 egg whites in there. And now, this is all personal. If you like this in it, great. If you don't, you don't. But I like using the Tapitio in most things like this. And I'll just add a little bit of spice. Not too much. This is 5 pounds of meat. I mean, I got slippery hands. It takes a lot longer to make a video like this, and it makes a bigger mess trying to keep track of everything. Okay, we got it all done. It's in here. Last thing you might want to make is like a topping. Okay, love it. And I am going to try, I don't have any Pam as such. And this could cause issues. But one problem you're going to have if you're doing it on foil, with a meatloaf especially, is the meatloaf sticking to the foil. Okay, from there, there's not much butter when you consider this whole meatloaf, but I like to take just a little bit and do that one down. Take about half of that if you're using 5 pounds. And just kind of make sure there's no holes in it. You can make it any shape you want. You can make boobies. You put little candy corn nipples on them. I don't know. But make a loaf into something that you're going to want to cut to make good sandwiches or whatever. And like I say, there is just no better food source for all the nutrition you get out of this. Gotta preheat your oven to about, between 350 to 375. You just got to make sure the stuff gets done. And you can form it as nice as you want, but if you give it a good little bit of a slap down on there, it'll probably give you a little bit more of that loaf look you're wanting for. Now I put a lot of bread. I put 6 slices. Well, it's 5 pounds. It goes about a slice per pound. Except it's coming apart a little bit where I don't want it to. It's a lot of meatloaf. Should have got some pictures along the way, but I didn't. Nobody thought of that. It's just what happens when I'm making videos. You don't think of everything. Okay, so you got a nice little couple meatloaves here. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. Okay. Just put this stuff on the top however you want. You know, you don't even got to put this on top. It's not a requirement. And since I've got 2, it's going to be not a lot of stuff for the area of meatloaf I'm covering. So I'm going to put my specially made one with a couple different tastes on one layer. And I'll probably put a little bit of extra ketchup on top. Excuse me. Like it more like that. And it'll create a nice thick caramelized type layer of sugary goodness. That is it. Your meatloaf is done. And like I say, this step is pretty damn optional. From there, beautify it if you want. I've got a little onion I cut off here. Hey look, it's almost an Olympic meatloaf. Don't cut vegetables like this or anything, ever. It's not smart. It's not good. It'll cut your hand. It could be negative. Oh geez, you know, just the way it is, I've got them sitting here, and I love the taste of an onion. I'll never, ever, ever eat this off the top. But it will cook into the meat. Rather nicely. Okay. That's my meatloafs. That's my meatloaf homies. I'm going to take some up close pictures and make sure this is 350, and we'll film putting it in the oven and stuff. I'm making it at about 370. Look at that. So, we're putting it in the oven. That's it. Just stick it in. Let me get close while we do it. Now, I've got 2 racks. One's awfully close to the top. So, that's okay though. I want a picture. One last thing. I was going to sprinkle some oats over the top. For happiness and pretty sake. Yeehaw! Okay, back in here. Breeder's back in here. Breeder! BeaverPocket.com. She knows there's meatloaf in the oven. Okay, so it's swinging on. It smells so good in here. It's been about 30 minutes. And they're looking nice, getting all crispy. I like to switch them and put them on the top rack and get a lot of top action going on. just clipping this in somewhere. Okay, back at it. This ketchup's probably getting a little bit too hot on top. God, they're looking good. Yeah, the onion was starting to get a little bit too hot on that one. So I'm going to let it finish out about 10 minutes on the bottom. Okay, it has been exactly an hour. And I have used this thing, I put it most of the time right in between 350 and 375, and the last bit I turn it up to 375. These should be done. And the top rack, I left it just a little bit too long. You got a little burnt onion. A burnt onion! Okay, I am going to try it, even though I think it's good. Honestly, it's not as done as I want it. I'm going to put it in for a bit longer. Okay, back for the ending of the meatloaf. In the meanwhile, look at this. Cereal marshmallow, candy corn, popcorn chunks. I don't know what you want to call them. Name them! Whoever names them, I'm going to have a contest for it. What's that? Okay, getting the meatloaf out. These babies are ready. Now, I have cooked these for an extra 45 minutes. I'm going to give you the recipe at the end of the video where you can do it and have it turn out just as needed. The way I did these, I want it drier, and it took me a little bit longer to get that. And that's that. I'm going to cut these babies up. Actually, what I need is this, and it's kind of messed up from that. So I'm going to let that cool off for a little while, and then we'll cut it up. But I'll tell you what. You're going to want to just kind of run that along the base of it while holding the foil. And don't scrape in an up motion, or you end up with a mound of meat in the middle. You got to constantly push down. And this one actually is coming out very well. On that end, and be careful, because right there it went through the foil, and you don't want any foil stuck to the bottom of these. That one came off beautifully. This one's different because I put a big test hole in it, but still, at the end of the day, I think it just came off perfectly. Okay. I'm going to cut one of these here on the tin. Well, after that's done, like I told you, I won't keep the onions. You may. I'm hoping this knife works. I cleaned it up. And one thing you'll find makes it really easy is to push it to one end or the other. It'd be harder to cut at the bottom, especially with a dull knife or a knife like what I've got. I'm going to cut about half of this because I'm hungry. And gonna eat. So pretty much the last thing you figure needs to be done is throw a couple pieces on the plate and get to eating it. Now your bottom, depending on how long you cook it, it's nice. It's gonna have a unique taste and a lot of the things that simmer underneath it. Sometimes you have to shave the bottom. This time it's just about perfect. Okay, well, that's that. There's 2 servings that we're gonna eat now, and I'll tell you what, plenty left. Thanks for watching. OneOnTheCarGuy.com. Check my other videos. Comment, subscribe. There's over 3,000 of them on here. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you.